Test. All right, looks good. All right. All right, as usual, I'm going to throw out stream announcements and we'll get underway here. Just had arena table here. Took a little bit to get, so hopefully it won't be too long of a game, actually. We'll see. Happy to have a game here. Looking forward to it. Arena is still draft 9 with the weak ban list on, and so cards tend to be pretty good. Although this opening pack is fine. Kettle, I'm relatively high on because it's like one card that can just solve your feeding, which is quite good. However, there's not super obvious grain sources, and there's a baker that could come back. Also, there's just the swing plow. Gotta probably take the swing plow as, yeah, just make that real easy. Sid, hello. Looking forward to seeing you at WBC. Has all this streaming been for practice? It's mostly for fun. Like, I don't really know that practicing for revised is really gonna help me much. Also, I'm just playing Arena, which is like we're at draft 9 with a weak ban list, so like I don't know, it's not really quite right either. I'm not really excited about like any of these ox. It is draft 9. Maybe Tutor's not unplayable here. Buyer is also sometimes solid. Maybe I'm gonna run a Buyer game. I'm first picking a Buyer though. That's pretty gross. I don't hate Lieutenant General. Casual Worker sometimes does things. Maybe I'm first picking a Buyer and I'm just gonna get a Hearth and I'm actually gonna run a Buyer. It's not that exciting. None of these are particularly exciting though, to be honest. So whatever. Have I missed my mythical team ranking stream? No, you haven't missed that. I haven't done it yet. I mean, teams only came out like a week ago. I only did that last year though. Is it become a yearly thing? Must I do it? I have been debating doing it. I will probably, if I do it, it'll be tomorrow morning or like, it'll be tomorrow, roughly this time, maybe a little bit later. Bonehead here looks quite good. Bonehead solid. I like Scrap Collector a good amount. Museum Caretaker is cute, but I don't usually run it. Milking Stool seems, I like Milking Stool a lot. The rest of these miners aren't doing anything for me. So, Stockman to go with the stool, mildly tempting, but I'll take the wood injection for playing cards that I want to play anyhow. I got wood cost miners, like this hand's gonna be a little wood hungry, it looks like, so. You couldn't remember how often I did it. It was fun, to be honest. You stream too early for you anyhow, usually. Yeah. A bunch of people enjoyed the team ranking stream last year, to be honest. Several people mentioned it at WBC, so I probably will do it again. There's at least a small sub crowd of us who are all WBC brand this time of year and want to talk through it. So I'd like to make the team stream a little bit faster than it was last year. I think I went into slightly too much detail and it was kind of slow. The summary stream was fast enough, but yeah, that took a long time, so I'd like to speed that up. But yeah, gosh, my dog's being really noisy in the background. Hopefully that's not coming through too bad. But getting some good miners, yeah, the miner improvements have been good thus far. Here I like Dairy Crier quite a bit with our milking stool. I like this. I kind of like the automatic water trough too. The automatic water trough's a way that we could get breeding cows quite early in the game if we decided to. Now, I mean, how early are we going to fence and do that? But this Buyer Dairy Crier water trough, like, there's a very fun, like, try to fence early and hold a lot of animals game and then do the swing plowing late. The issue with swing plowing late is it can be really hard to get on the plow space twice, so I'm a little bit spooked here. But you're hardly hearing the dog? Okay, good. If I took Stockman Groom, that'd be interesting. That's not really a thing in my opinion. So, I think I do take Dairy Crier here. Hollow Warden to guarantee a fireplace action. I actually don't hate either. I am first seat. First seat, I also like Hollow Warden more because it's very easy to get 2 clay. Um, I don't mind that. I want Hearth anyway. I do want Hearth. That's the downside, but could always whisper our cows. We could whisper our cows. To be honest, I don't hate Cattle Whisper here. I don't think it's that bad. I just think Dairy Crier is like clearly significantly better. Like Dairy Crier sort of does what Cattle Whisperer does, but significantly better. You're a pretty big Dairy Crier fan. I am too. I think that's what it. I think that's basically what I have to take here. But I don't hate this Hollow Warden. But I think that's the thing I'd have to take on the wheel. This is just such a boon to an animal game, and with a milking stool already, like getting a cow's great. I think I do take the automatic water trough here. The rest of the miners don't thrill me, and having another card that can just generate a cow, I think could be quite good. Yeah, exactly. Guarantee the breeding cows over here. Like, um, my eyes immediately dart to Water Gully because Water Gully is another way to get a bunch of cows. Water Gully also very strong. Uh, I don't actually have a grain source yet either. Reed Pond, I don't dislike a tremendous amount here either, but it's not really what's exciting me. Um, the Ox, I'm not that thrilled by. Water Gully suits my playstyle. I didn't even pay attention to people's elos here. I should probably be doing that. How likely? Oh, wait, are we playing Ace of Spade? Oh, hey, welcome, friend of the stream. Excellent. That's great. All right. Played a lot, rated 200. That's not great. Ace of Spade, quite legit. Yeah, very good. That's exciting. And Clever played a decent bit, rated pretty well. Okay. That suggests to me that it's not going to be that easy to just get the well, but isn't Water Gully the only miner that's good? I think Reed Pond's okay, right? I mean, I guess I don't really need Reed Pond with Buyer. There's a world where I'm like running a BMW and Reed Pond is just 3 Reed, but I mean, I think Reed Pond is the only other argument at all. Yes. Um, but I probably should take Water Gully for the upside. I think I'm opening Reedstone Food anyhow, right? So whatever, let's do this. Outrider Godmother, I guess, for crop source. You don't have the early miners to force RSF. I mean, I agree. So that's where I don't love the Water Gully, because like this might be dead in my hand. Although I don't mind like de-drafting it from others. So retraining food to a point isn't that bad. That's true. Yeah, but I'll take Water Gully has big upsides. So let's go with that. I guess Godmother's okay. I'm probably not playing Godmother in time, but I don't see myself using the rest of these Ox really. So, all right, this is what comes back. Wow, Excursion of the Quarry came back. So Excursion of the Quarry is a way to potentially make the Water Gully thing happen. I don't always hate Asparagus Gift, but it's not going to work with this hand. Never mind. I don't like Asparagus Gift with the Swing Plow. I like Acorn's Basket normally. Acorn's Basket pretty good, but we still have the buyer option in hand, and Quarry I think is just very strong. Um, offers up a nice stone reno option. This is just quite legit. I guess I do take the tutor. I don't think I'm using the tutor though. I also don't hate Lieutenant General. Lieutenant General also a way to get some late grain. Meh, it's mostly to get some food. I don't know. I'm not using a tutor here, am I? Tutor the tempo is just bad. I want tempo on my other cards. I don't see how I'm running a Baker this game. I'm not playing Spice Trader. I think we'll take Lieutenant Generals and Ock I can just play for some food. But good morning! Hey Robbie. Lieutenant is also a late crop source. Yeah, yeah. I don't know that that's gonna be good, but all right, what's back here? Oh, we could piggy bank the well. We could try to piggy bank the well. I think that's a bad idea. I don't think I actually have the food to want to piggy bank. Um, these ox all look unnecessary. Turnip, well, lumberjack actually. Wait a sec. What about lumberjack? What about a lumberjack? What if we do fence early to put some animals in, and then we lumberjack the wood back? Um, you know what? Yeah, lumberjack could work here. Stable, I like stable for just a little bit of extra animal capacity potentially. This makes fencing like 7 Fence 7, actually, and then with stable in hand, we can actually get 2 breeding pairs, and then we can fence the rest later. Okay, I'm warming up on this plan. I like that. I like that as an option. The Hollow Warden's back. I kind of like the Hollow Warden here as an option. I really don't see how we need. I really don't see how we need the Cattle Whisperer. Remodeling is also can be pretty nice. I don't know why I'm gonna want this much clay, but sometimes it's a clay room, and if we have Buyer Read, building a 4th room out of clay could be quite nice this game. Let's run with that, and yeah, let's run Hollow Warden as an option to sneak a Fireplace as an Ock action. All right. So yeah, I think the game plan is take Reedstone food actions, take 2 clay. We might play Hollow Warden before Bonehead, and that's fine. We're gonna wind up playing enough cards that we'll get all the wood off Bonehead. We have Buyer as an option. I'd like to fence early this game, if I can get away with it, and I'd like a Hearth long term. But I'm just gonna RSF. I have Warden. Yeah, I'd prefer 4 clay, but like, I have a Hollow Warden as an option now, so like, I probably take 2 clay. I'm first seat, so like, I almost certainly just get 2 clay. So I think I just take the 2 clay. Um, Plowing really doesn't advance my game much. 2 wood is a totally fine action, but woodcutter getting played, that's fine. 2 wood's a totally valid action for me, I mean, but I think 2 clay makes more sense with this hand. I think I do want to play Buyer this game. Maybe I have too much stone, but you were just gonna call the Greenwood. Yeah, I mean, Green's rating suggested that they would first stock Woodcutter. I think we give Woodcutter a little. I personally have probably given Woodcutter too much flack on this stream over the years. Um, but with that said, I mean, yeah, it still is an indication of like, yeah, I don't know, right? It's an indication of a more mediocre player, for sure, usually, but. But also, this woodcutter is going to be pretty decent because, like, I'm going to let them take 2+1 wood. Woodcutter is definitely slightly better if you actually get to take the boosted wood action too. So, Woodcutter is Conjurer tier, a perfectly serviceable card that really shouldn't be a priority if you have any draft luck at all. Yep, I think that's a great way to phrase it. You're right. Both Conjurer and Woodcutter are cards like if that's what you have to play early, then so be it. But yeah, the main issue is people pick woodcutter and play it with a much greater priority than they should. But occasionally it is fine. Occasionally woodcutter is your like kind of best option. But yeah, it's not usually a good sign if that's your best option. Ace of Spade playing the tutor, so that's good. Um, Getting any practice in. I don't know what that's about. Anyhow, I'm taking the 2 clay as discussed. Um, we don't see Major Minor yet, but again, that's where Hollow Warden can just save us. We can just Hollow Warden out the fireplace. Tournament in a few hours. Oh, yeah, you guys got tournament games. That's cool. Yeah, good luck with those. Enjoy. Ace of Spades starts. That's fine. I mean, slight bummer. I would have obviously loved to just stay start, but can't really expect to just stay start. Woodcraft. That's a fine card. It's not thrilling, but it's all right. Getting a plow in, good players get plows in. That's a weird plow location, though. Alright, what does that plow location mean? I guess not a ton. It's not super meaningful. I guess it's fine, actually. Yeah, it doesn't. It's just a different orientation than what I would do. Um, I guess the main reason you don't plow this way is it makes like the fence 8 here, but I guess the fence 8 here is still doable. It gets a little awkward if you 4-room it. Maybe no. I guess it still works. It still works. They just have to think about it. A Mudwallower. I have not seen a Mudwallower in a while. That's fun. Mudwallower is a cute card. You don't exactly think playing a game will help practice for a game with Zach and CW. Yeah, yeah. Getting a real practice game could be tough for some of these. Wow, 3 wood as an opening. We do just fall on Reedstone food, so this water gully looks like it's going to be pretty damn legit for us, which goes really nice with the milking stool. Sheep flip, I think that's also good for us. Big country, yeah. I've not seen people go 3 wood in a while. Well, the first 3 wood was they were kind of forced onto, so it makes it even more surprising that they chose the second 3 wood instead of 2 reed or an ock. Usually you don't see players, yeah, prioritizing wood that hard. But on the wheel here, I'm happy to play. I'm happy to take 2 wood myself. I really don't have anything to start player with yet, so probably just take 2 wood on the wheel. Who's the fourth player in the tourney final? Yeah. Whoa, 2 clay to ace of spade with not another ock because it's too expensive. This is one of those rare instances where, yeah, you maybe should have gone expensive lessons actually, to open because you didn't leave yourself the option now to ock on the wheel, and you're forced to just take clay. This is why we're glad we have a Hollow Warden, although I can't play Hollow Warden unless purple doesn't ock, but this could be a field doctor. Oh, 3 wood, 3 wood, and that's why we're plowing where we are. Duh, duh. That plow location could also be field doctor. Duh, duh, duh. Good enough to be a final? Yeah, yeah. That table sounds sick. That'll be a fun game. Anyhow, I'll definitely ock if I'm allowed to. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, 2 wood is fine. I could get beat to a fireplace here, which would kind of be a bummer. But I mean, hopefully Ace of Spade has some other desires for the clay. We unfortunately don't get Ock. Again, not shocking. I mean, purple should Ock there. They were thinking for quite a while, so we had hopes. We had hopes, but Brushwood Collector. Ah, that's why we want wood and not reed. This is a pretty strong player, so slightly surprised to see them play Brushwood. We really want the well because of Water Gully. But if I do wind up playing Buyer, I also kind of really do want a BMW now this game. Because Buyer would add reed, Brushwood adds reed. So, anyhow, we have 2 of everything: 2 wood, 2 clay, 2 stone, 2 reed. Just how you want it. I don't know, but this is good for us. This is it certainly makes it easier to get on Reedstone food. I'll tell you that. Brushwood Collector definitely makes it easier to get. Also, no major miner yet makes Hollow Warden, and the early sheep are ours. So I like all of that. I will ock Hollow Warden even over Reedstone food here. Um, but first build, likely the player in front of me. First, they want one of everything, including grain and veg, and then you go to the museum. We are pretty close to a museum caretaker already, except we didn't draft it, so you know. Yeah. I am just gonna drop Hollow Warden here, assuming that I'm allowed to free ock it. Again, Reedstone food very tempting, but I'm going to lock up that fireplace. Wow, we don't get free ock, boo, but whatever. We can pay a food for our ock. But Collector Museum is one of your favorite combos. I mean, Collector and like anything is just fun, yeah. But Collector is just a good combo, exactly. Collector will tend to enable just pretty much anything you need to do. But yeah, Midwife getting played. Midwife solid. Um, I do wonder who wound up with the kettle. Because yeah, kettle's definitely a great way to feed. Um, but anyhow, we are gonna Hollow Warden and get a fireplace. All right. So I do need food at some point. We could. Well, I talked about taking the sheep, and I still would rather take the sheep, right? But I might wind up taking 3 food on the wheel because I was gonna say, yeah, there's gonna be no wood action space. Like Ace of Spade, you have to assume RSFs here. Although I guess with Mud Wallower, you sort of want to take other spaces, and Ace of Spade might just take 3 food. But no, yeah, Reedstone. It's gotta be Reedstone, yeah, and it is. Okay. Apart from Grocer, what are the other natural museum combos? Something like Food Basket? Um, yeah, probably. I mean, technically, good old, I can't even think of it. What's the one that gives you a grain and allows you to buy a veg each harvest for 2 food? That one can't be too bad, but I can't come up with what that one's called at the moment. To be honest, I don't really. I'm not a huge museum caretaker fan. I find the penalty on museum caretaker of like having to make sure you have these things in stock always is like kind of onerous, and it takes a lot of setup. But I mean, points are good, right? So I'm probably anyhow. We get a round 3 room build this game, so it's a bit wild. I think I am just gonna bottom feed here. I mean, I could arguably get one more food from the sheep pile, but I don't know. This is kind of a mess. None of these actions are good for me. I don't think start player is good for me either, right? I don't really want to start here. Um, yeah, none of these actions are particularly good. I mean, I could just take 2 sheep. I could just take 2 sheep, but God, that's gross. No, I'm gonna bottom feed and see what happens to the game. I don't love doing this. Food pressuring people's not really a thing, but and revised usually. Yeah, I don't love doing this at all. But I don't like any of my actions here. You think it could be usually like 4 points with very little penalty? That's fair. Going for 7+ without a combo kills you. Yeah, maybe that's the problem. Maybe I've just watched too many people throw their game away to it, and you're right. There's absolutely no reason you can't run Museum Caretaker for like a relatively painless like 4 points. And then like, yeah, I mean 4 point Ock that you can play in like round 10 is totally legit, right? So I should probably think about it more like that. That's yeah. I just see everybody try to make it work so early. I was thinking of Winter Caretaker early. Yes, thank you. Green Grocer would enable the card. That's true. Another Reedstone Fruit from Ace of Spade makes sense. We would love to take 3 wood here, obviously. But Ock Bonehead is totally fine. Um, this is not Field Doctor, by the way. This player got food screwed because 3 food, 3 food. So that's great. So the food pressure is hitting purple is what's happening. Um, so actually, yeah, that's fine. Um, you used Crudite and Entrepreneur to get a 6 victory point museum caretaker. Oh, that's intriguing. That's cool. You think you go for like a moderate penalty, 5 to 6 point um, museum caretaker? That's kind of the sweet spot. I think that makes sense. I should investigate that a little bit more because you're right. Like putting a little bit of effort and playing a museum caretaker and getting like 5 or 6 points out of it seems totally fine. I think I have just seen too many people throw their game away to it, and I'm probably too low on it, and then I don't push myself to run it. Damn, 3 wood goes. All right, well, whatever. It's hard to get wood this game, but I guess that makes Bonehead good. Do I ever want to wheel an Ock here? Actually, maybe, right? I should leave myself open to wheeling an Ock. I mean, maybe I'm just giving red a better action, but whatever. Let's be ready to wheel buyer, right? Like we could drop a buyer. I mean, we're planning to take the first sheep stack, but stage 3 so sets up caretaker nicely. That makes sense. Collector plus museum collector. I still way prefer Renaissance Man is an auto win. Yeah. Well, do we think purple ever ox or teal? Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm also helping other people ock. Well, it looks like I do just wheel ock though, so you know what? Um, yeah. How are we feeding? We're feeding via flail and beg one. Okay. Cute. Beg one is an option. Am I building in clay? I wasn't intending to build in clay. I was intending to build a wood room, but it is harder to get the wood, and the clay is very grabbable. Also, I get a food when I take clay, right? Wow, yeah, I could get an extra food. Um, no, I'm gonna Ock again though. I mean, like whatever. I will play the buyer. I don't get a read from Reed Bank. That got taken again already. Red is setting up a double build. Oh, Red is actually going to be ready to double build. Gross. Red's gonna beat me to. Red's gonna double build. Okay, that's not great. You kind of like the room tempo? Yeah, I just realized that. Um, I just realized that the 2 wood is actually looking better than I thought. You would Ock Lumberjack? I don't want to Ock Lumberjack, right? I think burning Lumberjack is not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would. lumberjack is trash. You forgot what the card does. Oh, yeah, we would want a fence first. We're definitely not locking the lumberjack yet. Um, maybe it is 2 wood here though. Awkward. If we take 2 wood though, red just builds. But I guess yeah, the problem is if I don't take. I guess the problem is if I don't take wood, red is gonna take wood and double build right after us, and that can get messy. Having the person after you with 2 rooms. Yeah, okay, maybe it's important to force this. It might be important to force this. I don't love that, but... Oh, and red's not even building. Okay, well, that's kind of wild. Grocer. Okay. That's a good card. Huh. Yeah, well, we're definitely opening build now, because big win then, I just build into sheep. That is definitely what's happening, yeah. This round is always build into sheep. I mean, I'm a little sad. I would not mind 6 clay for whatever shenanigans, but I will definitely build into sheep and just be fed. Just be fed. Also, I'll just grow second. Um, is red good enough to go for museum caretaker? Although grocer needs a lot of food. No idea. Anyhow, purple takes the 6 clay instantly. Makes sense. We definitely build. Having the second room is pretty great. Yeah, it's just great. It's just flat out great. Good times. Farmyard arrangement. This seems fine. Yeah, it seems fine. We'll worry about the rest later. Yeah, we're just gonna take the sheep. I don't even know who's gonna threaten them, but it's time to just get that out of the way. There's the other side of the question: are they good enough to not go for red man too hard? Red's rating is only like a 200, so I have no idea what red's gonna honestly do. Their food is awful. Red is almost certainly gonna build a hearth and hope for the sheep, but honestly, most of these players' food looks pretty bad, right? Like I'm gonna take the sheep off the board. My opponents are at 1 food, already took a beggar, and 0 food. I guess there's a midwife, but like my opponents look like they're gonna really struggle for food. Like, yeah, there's gonna be 3 food bottom feeding next round that they're gonna collectively fight for. But yeah, the food looks trash. So this early fireplace is looking kind of huge because yeah, I genuinely actually don't know how people are feeding. So Clever wants an oven before the harvest. I mean, okay, but they don't have a stone, and they don't actually have grain yet, and they need to start player or they get jumped. Although it turns out I actually don't jump them here, because I can't risk the sheep. Purple can actually build a hearth to and not yeah. Purple has a fun tactic here of just build a hearth if they want, because that will force me to just take sheep. And not jump them. So that's kind of fun for them that they can tactically protect their spot in the growth queue for a round. Um, Now again, if purple builds a hearth, then they have only 2 clay, so they don't even have clay for a fireplace, and then we're still looping back into how the hell are they actually going to feed or do anything. But that's on them to figure out. Um, I at least have Bonehead, which enables me to play some miners here. I mean, I really do need a lot of wood. Ace of Spade can beat me to the well, so that's that early well tempo looked great, and now purple is going to go for the tactical protect start player, build the hearth. Fair enough. There's only 1 hearth left, so that's a little bit spooky. I would really like a hearth this game, although honestly, I probably don't need a hearth this game, right? I can eat my cows for 3 food, and it's fine, probably. Like, I guess with buyer, you really want a hearth, but maybe the buyer is not happening. I don't know. We'll find out later. Um, Kudos to Red for taking a lot of wood at least, but yeah, my opponent's food situation just leaves a lot to be desired. Their collective food is dubious as hell, but anyhow, cow's delicious. Yeah. I might get 4 wood next round because I don't think Ace of Spade takes 2 wood here, so purple will probably purple would then respond with Purple presumably start players, and I get to open 4 wood, so that's nice. Ace of Spade does have another Ock here off the tutor. Hopefully it helps with food. Hopefully it's a food helper, buddy. Ace of Spade might have to debate an early BMW themselves instead of a well, actually. Early BMW for Ace of Spade could make sense here. Grocer also adds read to the game, so I flashed a buyer, which is not great given it was my first pick. So, but I guess I don't need the water gully to go off. Hey, speaking of that BMW, speaking about that BMW, it is late grow. That's kind of gross, but oh well. Does Boar Spear work with Mud Wallower? It maybe would. I'm not sure. Kind of a Foodock? Yes, kind of a Foodock. Purple does correctly protect their spot in the growth queue. That's fine. That Midwife is going to at least work this game, but it's just not going to work for a while. So, good times. Purple is going to, yeah, basically starve. This is a game where it looks like my food tempo is going to help me. Isn't late grow good for me? I guess swing plow. Yeah, I guess it is, isn't it? Right? Yeah, you're right. Swing plow and farming seems good in a late grow game. I don't really want to eke out a fourth room. I just wanted actions, but you're right. I don't actually. Yeah. Like, I'm just going to take 4 wood and play an Ock. Maybe the Ock is Godmother? I don't know that I want the buyer in late growth, do I? Although maybe I want the buyer because, like, purple's going to be forced to take 2 sheep, and I do want to buy a sheep. Although that sort of adds food to the game. Buyer adds food? I don't know if that's. I'm going to have to figure that part out. 2 stone? No. Definitely take 4 wood. Always 4 wood. Godmother is worse now, but who cares? Yeah. I'm trying to think about what Ock I am playing though. Second move, take 2 stone. No, I really don't like taking 2 stone. I could take Reedstone food here on the wheel, but also like the water gully is not that important. How bad is fence 4 now and lumberjack next round? I think that's too cute by too much. Did I try Clear Obscure? No. You feel like buyer adds food to your opponents. It does. Pretty bad. I don't know what pretty bad, but there's a lot going on here. 3 food, bottom feeding does happen. Purple played a herring pot but didn't get fishing. Good work, red. Love all of that. Okay, yeah, we have a lot of choices here. Anyhow, the lumberjack line I don't like, but it does get me 3 wood if I don't play a wood miner. The reason you suggested 2 stone is they have resources for well and water gully with it. Yeah, that's water gully well's cute, but I actually don't know that it's important really at all. That's the thing that I'm trying to analyze. Like, I honestly just need a lot of wood. I want a fence like really soon, and I want to play swing plow. True, lumberjack is weirdly cute. Yeah, I think the lumberjack's too cute, unfortunately. It, there's a lot of key things to be doing right now because the board's going to be so thing. You would just take 3 wood. I think I agree. I think I just take 3 wood. I think I Ock next round. You think it was a bigger fence move, it'd be fine. I agree with that. If I could fence 7, I would like it more. But blue needs food. You think buyer might also get you well? You have no well tempo anyways. Well, the Brainmaker kind of makes it feel like it's going to be BMW. But the Ock is for swing plow. Yeah, getting swing plow down while growing, I think, is actually kind of important. But I think we just take 3 wood. Because yes, I don't really want to leave 6 wood, and I just want lots of wood. I want a fence and swing plow fast. It's like really important, actually. What is our miner next go? Our miner on start player is probably just a milking stool. It could be stable, but I probably honestly just dropped the milking stool. Anyhow, what just got played? Another fireplace. Yeah, okay, my opponents are hungry and yeah. We could excursion. But again, I think the well is just like when do I even get to play the well, by the way? Like I have so many actions until I'm actually in a position where I want to play a well. I am really honestly not focused on the well anymore. It's late growth, there's other things. We should probably SP into the well. Oh my. Now you're trying to tempt me. I just don't think I need the water gully. Yeah, like I just don't think it's important, so I'm just not going to worry about it. I want the swing plow out. I think I really want the swing plow out. Yeah, right? Like again, otherwise I have to start player with it later and the grow queue is a mess. Like don't we SP excursion well water gully on grow? It gives us a nice set of miners. SP the swing SP ox swing plow is also fine. Okay. I'm tempted to SP ox swing plow, but I guess you're not wrong that the other line does sound quite fun. Although, see, the problem is I don't get to do the well. I don't get to play the well. I think this braid maker basically has to BMW here. I think it's an issue. Um, you sort of like swing plow as an SP and 11. Oh, I hate that. Yeah, swing plow played in the mid game is just so much better, while the rest of my opponents are fighting for things like the problem with swing plow is always that, and the reason that I want to get it down in round 8 so badly is that it's just so annoying to have to prioritize later in the game. So I'm gonna just play key things. We always want the milking stool out. We always want the swing plow out. Just get those things out. I can SP the other shit later. But like, let's just get the key shit out. If I get beat to the well, I get beat to the well. Like, I just don't have time to be carrying. Um, but the godmother is nice. I might play the godmother here. Like, it's kind of gross, but like, the only other option is honestly I could play Dairy Crier here, although that might just be bailing my opponents out on food. So Buyer could be fun if the 3 stone doesn't go. And if the 2 sheep haven't gone yet, actually, yeah, it could still be buyer time. Could still be buyer time. Although, why am I buying Reed? I guess just so I don't have to take Reed Stone to renovate. Maybe it is buyer, actually. We'll think about it. Ace of Spade basically has to BMW, I think. Yep, and there it goes. Lieutenant General? No, never Lieutenant General. Ace of Spades still very close to beating us to a well, though, so gives you resources which saves actions. Yeah, I mean, the buyer adds food to the game, but at this point, adding food to the game, I don't know, is a tremendous loss. Although the sheep are going right now. The sheep are going right now. Purple's only way to feed is to take the sheep. So, that makes the buyer less exciting to me because I can't instantly buy a sheep. Um, yeah, I don't actually know. God, I have to ox something, though. Buyer is still doing more work than Godmother. Do I ever drop the Dairy Crier right now and help everybody else? I don't know that that makes sense either. Does that make sense? The 2 sheep go, which was known. Still gets me a Reno Reed, gets me some stone, and it will get me animals still. Yeah, it's true. It still gets me animals. I guess it also means that I probably don't. Well, I guess I never have to take a sheep action, but maybe I never have to take a pig action that way. Hmm. I mean, Godmother's only like 1 or 2 veg, and I don't super care. Although I kind of care because I have a bunch of fields. That's the only other thing. Like I have so many fields, but I don't know that I have crops to put into them, which makes it a little weaker. But swing plow's still dumb. Swing plow's still so much efficiency in a late growth game. Yeah, let's not overthink it. Not overthink it. I don't need Godmother. Lieutenant General seems unnecessary. It's not dairy. Yeah, okay. Let's just play the buyer. The buyer still does do work. Although my food's not so solved either that I can entirely afford this. But whatever. All options seem good. Yeah, Dairy Crier gives extra food with the stool. Correct. That's part of why it's cute here. Um, it's part of why it's cute here. Nobody's even gonna take 3 stone this round, by the way. Yeah, no, nobody's taking 3 stone. Not needed. Um, Red is again. Kudos to Red for like belligerently taking wood, but I don't love them building 2 rooms, and I think they have long-term food problems. So, actually, I know Red has long-term food problems, but um, anyhow, yeah, swing plow gonna be huge. Getting enough wood defense on time looks a little tricky, but you know, will work. We have the best food at the table. We're debating between going well plus gully or swing plow round 7. This game's going okay. I appreciate that, Schmog. Thank you for grounding us and yeah, helping us settle into place. Ace of Spades game looks a little bit awry. Um, Usually, if you mud wallower early, I think you really want there to be breeding pigs on this, and that's not happening yet. I will definitely buy a reed. I don't want a reedstone food this game, right? Like I will buy a reed. Um, um, this allows us to reno a lot easier. I don't I don't I really don't foresee building another room. I don't think a room is happening, but I guess it could happen. We could build a room. It would be a clay room if we wind up building a room, but I guess it's conceivable that we sneak a clay room in. But red already has another room, and we're growing in round 8. That room would be like a round 12 room. Probably not. Then we have too many other good things to do, but we'll figure it out. Red has problem you often have with Grocer, getting enough food for it. Gotcha. I love Grocer, but yeah, you need to have a plan for food. I passed Red a kettle, although there was not great grain sources. This is a weird game in that like this is actually a relatively food tight revised game. People did not generate a lot of food yet, um, which is not always that typical. But I don't know. I mean, the food is getting more solved now. Like Ace of Spades BMW is going to help them significantly. Ace of Spades still might be winning a race to a well or something. I'm hoping somebody takes 4 stone. I can buy a stone and build a well this round. If I can grow swing plow plus build well here, that would make me very happy. But I mean, God, there's so many good things here. We're getting either 4 wood, 6 clay, or I guess I don't even actually really want 4 stone. But I guess I would get 3 wood back. Actually, somebody has to start player too. This board's insane. This is one of those games where yeah, growing first also really good. But anyhow, swing plow great. Swing plow excellent. We're happy. How are we feeding this stage, by the way? We do need some food, but late major was a factor. Yeah. Red has to start. We knew that. That's fine. Ace of Spades gonna take wood, presumably. Moldboard plow. All right. Plow fights. Plow fights. See, this is part of why getting swing plow down is important. Growing second without parking or begging is better. That's true. That is actually also very true. Growing second this game is like very nice. 6 clay comes with a food. I kind of like 6 clay plus a food actually too. Just like we're set up to reno very easily then. Um, yeah, I don't mind the 6 clay pile at all. But 4 wood is probably the most important because again, I really would like to fence and be breeding animals. That'd make me very happy. Um, and yeah, there goes the 6 clay. So I mean, I would have taken the 6 clay, I think, but we honestly only probably need 3 clay to renovate. It's not actually obvious. The extra clay is continuing to think about clay room with remodeling, but I will happily just take the 4 wood. Um, Ace of Spade probably just builds the well here on the wheel. Um, yeah, probably. So you're actually happy with the pottery this game, presuming I got 6 clay. Um, I don't know that there's a ton of extra clay, and again, it's late growth. I think pottery is kind of a distraction, but you're right. I wouldn't have hated it. I wouldn't have hated it, but not a priority. I know I have remodeling, but you're right. I know remodeling. You have a ton of extra clay because of remodeling. Gotcha. Taking single sheep. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Absolutely. We let's add a little more food to the game. I'm fine with that at this point. Let's go. Yeah, Ace of Spades is just gonna take the well, so the water gully dies. Yeah, bit of a bummer, but that's fine. 3 food move. Yep, not. Look, I'm not claiming Red's move was good. It's what happened. I still buy a stone at this point though, cause eventually I reno with it. Maybe I don't buy a stone here actually. What am I doing with stone? Stone's not necessary anymore. Yeah, we got beat to the well. That's fine. Ace of Spade, whatever. I might fence 10 and play lumberjack next round. It's conceivable that fence. Well, actually, fence 10, hope to take the pigs. Fence 10 into dairy crier. Stuff like that seems pretty good. We don't really even need lumberjack. Plowing also pretty good. Actually, plowing next round actually seems pretty important. The moldboard plow, the plows are gonna be tight eventually. Getting one of our plows out of the way actually seems very good too. Um, so yeah, could even go for breeding cows. Fence 10 into lumberjack into late joinery. Um, yeah, that's maybe an option. Again, I'm like relatively not caring about major improvements. Like making a pretty farm is how you win late grow games. I don't really need offboard points besides like maybe a 3-point milking stool. I'm gonna pass on buying this stone. I just really don't think I need stone. I have an excursion to the quarry in the hand later. Like I think this buyer is a little less exciting than I would like. But hey, heroic logic. Indeed, good morning. Good day for farming. Yeah. All right. You agree that being efficient with your actions is how you win, but you just think that majors can be efficient. Yeah. Sorry. I agree that I should probably be building a major improvement at some point. I just don't know when that point is, and I don't know which one it is. And I guess I'm not gonna like actively plan a line that's involves me getting a late joinery. I don't know that that's I don't know that's a thing I need to like worry about. Um, yeah, it's just not. I guess that's what I'm after. Is like it's just not a thing that I'm focused on at the moment. Not yeah. I don't know that it's a bad line of reasoning or thought, but yeah, it's just I think I just have so many other things I could be doing and focusing on. So um, it does look like a pretty easy 6 cow game actually. If I don't have to eat the cows, because I get a cow from Dairy Crier, I pick up a cow off the board. I breed 1, 2, 3 cows as 5 cows, and then I could 6 cow with a water trough. Now, do I need 6 cows? I don't know, but like passive food from the milking stool could be really nice this game. Renault's a clay oven. That makes a lot of sense. The midwife, the whole flail thing. If purple actually could get a little clay or a little bit of grain and get in the ground and then take plow actions, that would be really nice. 6 wood is getting left. If I'm ace of spade, I'm definitely very tempted to take 6 wood and see if there's any scenario where red actually can afford to jump me. It doesn't look like red can possibly grow and then start player. So as ace of spade, I would take 6 wood and then start player on the wheel. Um, I think it's relatively safe to do that here. Like it doesn't look like ace of spade gets jumped if he tries that. So, oh, but he's not gonna mess around. Well, that's a big boost for purple. Market stall is feeding. After the field, you can exchange a grain. Oh, okay, and that does force ace of spade to start player, I guess. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so I could plow here. I could fence 10 to try to get the pigs, although this grocer player is probably just taking the pigs. Okay, yeah, the grocer player is just taking the pigs, almost certainly. Because how? Well, no, again, they could just feed via market stall, though. Purple probably takes the pigs at this point, otherwise, too. I probably am not getting the pigs, and I have a buyer, right? Okay. How about let's just plow then. Let's just get one of these swing plows out of the way. It's gonna be too annoying if we have to. Yeah, it's just gonna be too annoying if I have to worry about swing plow constantly. So let's just get one of the swing plows out of the way. Oh, how am I feeding? Am I supposed? I do kind of need to play Dairy Crier, huh? Okay, I do have to play Dairy Crier to feed. I do think it's fence 10 into Dairy Crier is how we get through this here. I think that allows us to breed the sheep. It'll get us a thing off milking stool. I think that's going to be a good outcome for us. I could just eat the sheep, keep the pig around. Maybe it lets us breed pigs easier. I could still Ock Lumberjack as 5 wood next round too. Doesn't seem awful. Hello. Hello, Jake Craig. Welcome. Okay, yeah, fence into Dairy Crier would be nice. I guess that would still involve eating the pig. Yeah. Ooh, and Dairy Crier costs 2 food. Okay, that gets awkward. Scrap Collector. Relatively late Scrap Collector, but now I see Tutor Ed Bonus. Tutor Ed Bonus is cool. Tutor Ed Bonus definitely cool. Okay, yeah, I've allowed my feeding to get just a little sketchville here. Is dairy crier actually viable here? I eat the pig, I dairy cry. No, actually, this is not good. This is not good. Maybe it's not fence dairy cry then. Maybe it's just suck it up and bottom feed 3 food, but ugh, that does not feel great. Bottom feed 3 food does not feel good. Mostly because it's not good, but you know. But I can probably fence as just a fence 13 next round then, because I probably get to open 3 wood next round, and so then we can just fence 13, and that's fine. We don't have to like fence 13 is good enough because of stable. You could eat the cow and breed the sheep, or eat the boar. What? Okay, here's my problem, right? If I eat, I have a fireplace, right, and I have to pay 2 food for the ox. So yeah. I don't. I think the issue is in order to breed the sheep, I have to eat the cow. Fence, dairy cow, or eat boar and cow. Yes, that is a line. I can do that. But is that part? I don't know. That's what I'm worried about. Is that good enough if I still have to fence again later? I agree that that line works. It's hard for me to tell if that line's good. I guess it saves me from taking a 3 food bottom feeding action. So like maybe it's I guess it's almost got to be better than taking a 3 food bottom feeding action. Okay, yeah, it almost has to be better. Joinery, maybe. No, I think joinery's pretty bad. Joinery sets back our food tempo way too far. Definitely don't take joinery. Correct. Joinery before fences is definitely wrong. Yeah, we definitely can't do that. All right, let's just get the fences out of the way. I was tempted to do the fence 10, and I'm talked into this is fine. I don't really know what my farmyard arrangement is. Let's be fun. We're gonna fence in the middle. I don't know if this is recommended, but with swing plow, we're clearly plowing these. We can later fill these in however we want. Um, yeah, this is fine. Dairy Crier is going to be quite welcome on many of my opponent's farmyards. This grocer is going to be very happy about a Dairy Crier, but alas. Um, Eating the cow definitely hurts, but automatic water trough means that we should still be able to breed cows next harvest, even in the worst case scenario. So that's the good news. Um, we might ock the lumberjack next round too, which it's kind of nice to have that as an option. Even if we just for some later like we're gonna want to fence one more time this game, so lumberjack to help set up a late fence is kind of cute and maybe enable some stables or something too. So yeah. We do get a sow bake, but it's sowing a veg because we don't have any grain. Oh no, we just wanted to bake the grain. Hmm. I don't like that. I would really have liked grain in the ground. I get you have a midwife, but lumberjack's still 6 wood. Lumberjack's only gonna be 5 wood if I play it next round, but yeah, that's still solid. I guess 6 wood if you count bonehead, but I'm not counting bonehead as part of the lumberjack. I'm gonna wind up playing enough cards to get that. Um, but but yeah, eating the pig and the cow here a little bit sad, but it works. Obviously, don't eat the cow until the harvest. The cow does at least give us a food from the milking stool, so um, but also a little bit sad to eat the pig because being able to just keep buying pigs and breed pigs that way would have been nice. But again, whatever. This is fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Does Ace still have the 2 clay from round 1? Yes. The answer to that is yes. Also, Ace has only a single pig on Mudwallower, which is not the dream. This is not a good Mudwallower. Um, Definitely he must have been planning something. I assume he was planning on having like a fireplace or hearth, and just everybody else went fireplace or hearth, and he was forced into like BMW well. Is what my guess as to what's happening over there. But yeah, it's definitely kind of a mess, and he's growing last. Like he has like almost no farming done. He doesn't have enough wood. Like Ace of Spades game to me looks very troubled, but you know that happens sometimes. So um, what can you do about it? Yeah. Um, I don't intend to plow first action this round, or do I? Maybe I do intend to just plow first action now. Getting their plows done with a moldboard plow on the table is like it's just very like plows look so contentious actually. Yeah, never mind. I think I am plowing. I also would like to take clay this round just to enable Reno. Like I'd like to not have to take clay later because if basically if both clay stacks get taken this round, I don't know when I get clay, and that's always a bit spooky. I mean, I guess round 12, but I might want to double Reno given that I have a buyer who basically enables me to double Reno without having to really take actions. Like, I can buy another reed someday, and I have an excursion to the quarry, so like double Reno is still kind of tempting. Normally, the stone Reno is not particularly efficient on 3 family members, but I think buyer and the cards we have kind of changes that equation here too. 5 clay is just Reno into the pottery. That's true. I might wind up with 4 clay though, because I'm only getting 5 clay, I think, if I first action it, but I think I should first action plow. I think knocking the plow out is still worth it when there's a moldboard plow on the table. A seducer gets played. I'm relatively low on seducer. Plow first still. Okay, yeah, yeah. If I get 5 clay on the wheel, then who wants to clay? I don't know. I'm playing with weak enough players that I don't trust shit. Like Ace of Spade needs more clay to renovate someday. Oh no, he doesn't because of Scrap Collector. Okay, I should get 5 clay back. I'm with you, but I don't know. I've played too much on BGA and watched clay just disappear because it's a big pile, right? There's still too many players in that zone. But you're right. I might get 5 clay back, which would be nice. If you're gonna grow in a way that doesn't involve building a room and taking the wish space, it should be cheaper than Seducer. Yeah. Also, like maybe don't play Brushwood Collector if you're only like gonna use it once. But you know, I'm not in charge. Ace of Spade has another Ock here. Lover. Wow, Ace of Spade with a lover. Okay. Ace of Spade's game is better. It's still behind, but it's definitely quite a bit better with that double grow. And the tutor ed bonus is cute. So I also am not playing Lumberjack this round. So there's that. You understand the 2 clay move more now? Yeah. Ace of Spades game is sad. Yeah. It's definitely not what it wanted to be at all. Um, definitely not where he wanted it. But that reed pond is cute with the braid maker BMW lined up. But anyhow, yeah, we definitely take 5 clay here if we're allowed to. I mean, purple should probably just take 3 wood. I mean, purple should just take 3 wood, but you don't think they had the potential to 2 room this. Yeah, I kind of agree, but it is unfortunate because this would have been a game for a 2 room lover. But all right, we do get to 5 clay. All right, yeah, Reno Pottery as our next action is pretty tempting. Yeah, I don't. I like Reno Pottery. I'm pretty sure I am just Reno Pottery. What about if they got the fireplace in round 3? I mean, they didn't wind up with that option, but I get what you're saying. If Major flipped in round 3 and they could have first action the fireplace, I mean, maybe their game's very different in that world. You're right. So, um, you think their plans got ruined by late Major Hollow Warden? Probably, probably. I probably did mess with them quite a bit. That's why you gotta pay attention to Hollow Warden in a draft. It can cause issues and mess you up. Is this ever take 4? I was gonna say, does this ever take 4 clay? It's definitely take 4 clay if I can't Reno. Four clay comes with a food? It's kind of unnecessary. Maybe it's just take four food. It also could be eat a sheep, start player, automatic water trough. But I really want to start player next round. Or get crops going. We could get crops going? That's true. I could manually take my veg. I could just get my veg action out of the way. I don't hate that either. I do wonder if bottom feeding's correct though. Like, how am I actually getting through this stage? How am I getting through this stage, right? I really want to breed pigs too, and I do want to start player automatic water trough to breed the pigs, which cost me 2 food. Maybe it is just bottom feed 4 food. I'm gonna bottom feed 4 food. I don't know if this is right. I don't love it, but I think I do need a food action. Saddest herring pot noises. I mean, they had the option to herring pot there, and they chose to renovate Gritter. So I mean, I think like if they had wanted to use the herring pot, wow, 4 clay there. Okay, fair enough. Um, yeah, we can also start player remodeling, but I really want to breed cows, right? I should just set up the breeding cows. Let's not overthink this, right? So start yeah, getting a cow this round's pretty important. The pair of pigs is not awful either. Ace of Spade opening up the reed. I will buy a reed again. Setting up the option to double Reno is tempting. The Reno queue is also kind of crazy here, isn't it? Ace of Spade can renovate now. I guess the Reno queue is not that crazy because purple's already in stone. Purple getting a plow in makes a lot of sense. Do I want a pair of pigs? I mean, with buyer, I guess not super, right? I just wind up buying the pigs. Yeah, I just wind up buying the pigs. I think I just start player. Although Plowstow is not good for me. Are we willing to gamble on grow? I guess I really want to breed the cows, and none of these players should take single cow on me. I should wheel single cow pretty much always. Can always SP again if I don't get cows. That's true, actually. Or if I don't get grow. Yeah, yeah, I said cows, but cows are on the mind. But I guess you're right. I could just re-up start. I would be allowed to just re-up start. The sheep go. That was expected. We're definitely buying a sheep. Definitely buying a sheep. Definitely taking a cow on the wheel, and I'd still would like to reno pottery at the end of this round if I'm able to, but I might not get to reno pottery because maybe somebody else will reno. I don't know. Ace of Spades should be taking wood here, you'd think. Yeah, Ace of Spade needed to take the reed so that they didn't like starve. But yeah, I think now it's time for them to take wood. Purple also probably should just be taking wood and plows. Yeah. But once the wooden plows get taken, if I get cow, reno, pottery, my food is exact. Yes, I agree. That's also well, awkward because I'm gonna want to buy a pig probably. Yeah. So my food's not exact because I'm gonna buy a pig. Oh, that's awkward. We don't need pottery. We can eat 2 sheep. Well, I can't even. I'm. To be clear, if I reno pottery, I have no clay to use. I have no clay to use in the pottery. Yeah, pottery doesn't actually give me any food. Um, but yeah, buying this pig is awkward because now I don't have enough food again. Um, I probably just reno pottery and don't breed sheep, or maybe I just eat the goddamn pig again. Ugh, it's gross. But I guess I don't have room to breed all the animals anyhow. I don't actually have room currently to breed all of it. I just reno hearth. Why is Reno Hearth better? I don't understand Reno Hearth. You think we just eat the pig? I think so too. I think we do just eat the pig. We just breed sheep and yeah, we're eating the pig here. So Reno Hearth just gives. I agree, Reno Hearth gives an immediate food, but we can play pottery later. I guess we have enough actions. That's a decent argument that we have enough actions to play pottery, because really the rest of our game from here is taking crops. Okay, I think you're right. We definitely have enough actions. If Grow flips, we definitely have enough actions. If Grow doesn't flip, it's not clear. We don't have enough actions. Okay, see, that is what I'm worried about. Just rend the pottery now. Okay, see, that was my instinct. Um, and then he started talking me into like possible hearth, which I kind of like, but I'm gonna go with first instinct of yeah, just get the pottery, don't mess around. We're not gonna have the possibility to just take TP for more food than the hearth upgrade's gonna give us. Are we not? Oh, I have no idea, but if Grow doesn't flip, we just re-up with Remodel. Probably. We probably do that, unfortunately. Because yeah, I just don't need Plaso. I mean, maybe there's gonna be 4 wood there. I mean, maybe I take 4 wood over re-upping, because 4 wood allows me to finish the fences. Um, and finishing the fences as an action is still pretty good. Tax collector is why we did the early reno. Okay, tax collector is still cute here. Although somebody might be desperate enough to just take 2 wood. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, let's just get the pottery locked down. Never visualize re-upping. Yeah, that's fair. Don't think about it. It can't hurt you. All right. We're not gonna. Yeah. We don't think about it. You're right. We don't have to think about it. It's not. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Not a thing. You would probably re-up. Yeah, probably. Grow the summoning circle. Yeah, grow flipping is still definitely better for us than the alternative. So like we're just gonna flip grow like a good player, and we're just not gonna have to worry about it. That's the answer. That's the answer. But all right. This is still pretty good though. Time to do the grow dance. Pretty sure I flip grow. The game's locked. I would agree. I would agree that if I flip grow, I don't see how anybody beats me. If I don't flip grow, I think I'm still winning, but it's definitely a lot closer and competitive, or at least somewhat competitive. But um, yeah, I mean, Red at least has 4 family members sorted out now, and they do have a Molbor plow. Like Red has mild chances to turn this into some sort of a game if they find enough food and time to plow and use their actions. Ace of Spade is trying, but their fields look awful. But they do have some offboard. They have meaningful offboard. Hmm. Purple's game with that beggar does not. Purple's game doesn't scare me. I think purple, like, I feel pretty fine as cooked, but red and teal maybe have time to eke something out. Maybe. Maybe. Deeply unclear. You're DMing Vincent right now, and he's flipping it for me. Nice. Thanks, Schmog. Thanks for watching out for us. Um, yeah. Purple has another Octoplay. Ooh, spicy. What do we got? Groom! Ah, the combo. Groom, Tax Collector. I mean, as long as you have a Groom, I guess you play it here, but, yeah. I really don't like their Brushwood Collector. Um, if you have plans of early renos, why why play a card that like just says that you're not gonna take Reedstone Foods? Also, like if you're doing early reno games and a seducer game plan, like why? Yeah, I don't know. I don't. It's not coherent. It's not what I would do. But again, I also would basically never seduce. But that's the weakest Stonehouse 2 card combo. Um, Not entirely true, right? Groom is definitely on the weaker end of Stonehouse pieces, but there's got to be another Stonehouse piece that's weaker than Tax Collector. Um, Tax Collector is pretty legit.
Uncaring parents? Yeah, see, something like that. Something like that is weaker, right? Yeah. Oh, it is plow cell. Oh no. Okay. Um, I personally am not gonna re-up here. I'm gonna take 4 wood first. I'm gonna claim that all my opponents probably have better things to do than taking start player immediately, and we're gonna wheel start. And the 4 wood is good. 4 wood does look quite good, so like I'm gonna take it. Also, 4 wood continues. Well, I guess it doesn't really hurt Red's game. I don't know. 4 wood's just a good action. I'm not gonna turn down 4 wood here. Um, blue, boo for the plow. So 4 wood looks okay. Yeah, I don't think re-upping's particularly awful either, to be honest. But yeah, it's not what I'm doing. Um, a fun question: if I am re-upping, am I excursioning to the quarry so I can reno? Probably am, right? Start player excursion to the quarry basically gives us the ability to renovate again, because otherwise I don't think enough stone is getting taken. Do I want any other majors this game? Not really. So, I mean, I do want to play remodeling at some point, right? But Red is eating a ton of things so that they can buy a bunch of groceries. That indicates Red's probably going to plow sow here, but Red with a moldboard plow should really just be plowing. But the message didn't get to Vincent. Yeah. We can play remodeling on Reno. Yeah, you think the weakest 2 card Stonehouse combo has to be Freemason and Actual Mason? Ah, yes, yes. Although actually, Civ, I don't think that's that bad. I kind of don't hate that, right? One of the ways to run Freemason is to get enough stone and put yourself in position to double build stone rooms, and then Mason just gives you your 5th room. I actually don't know that's awful either. Um, I mean, I generally don't really believe in Freemason, but I think if you are running Freemason, one of the goals of all the stone has to basically just be stone rooms. Um, so, that wheel start player thing, not working. Ace of Spades says, I don't need plows, I don't need wood, I want to start. So, oh well. You think Freemason's legit, but it also needs to happen earlier than the Reno space? Sure, sure. SP maintenance premium. That's kind of an SP nada, so that's unfortunate. I did not think that was going to happen, but this is the risk we took. Isn't the Freemason game plan to get Reno in round 3 with Trowel and then get lots of stone for 2 stone rooms? I mean, that's like the dream, yes. That's roughly the dream. Often I also think as a Freemason, because you're adding so much stone to the game, you don't mind if you can sneak a well. Like, if it doesn't delay your rooms badly, like even like a 1 round delay to snag a well, I don't hate. But I mean that is part of the Freemason problem is like you're not really generating food if you're doing all that, so it gets awkward. Um, Mantelpiece early is great, sure. You could do like your turn-based game where Freemason is the missing third piece of the Lover Sculpture Course combo. All right, do we just take 4 stone? I mean, 4 stone is also a way to just renovate. I mean, if I'm not getting start player, I could fence here. I guess fencing here is also kind of tempting. Like, say screw you for starting. You guys continue to not get fences until later. Or I could just be taking my crops. Lots of good things to do. Um, let's go with finish the fences. This is an action we always want. It's quite a good action. It's important to just knock this one out. And then, yeah, I guess just take some crops. Not hitting grow was bad, and yeah, not getting start was bad. You wonder if Ace started for plow so. It's probably what happened, but is Lieutenant General better than Grain Seeds? Probably. Do I buy a stone? I think the answer is no. Right? I'm not angling. I don't have time to build a joinery. If I'm renovating, it's only because I'm playing Excursion first, and I kind of think I'm not renovating to stone anymore. Maybe I'm supposed to take 3 stone on the wheel to be able to renovate. That's conceivable. It's conceivable that that's correct. No, I should just take a veg, right? Just take veg. I don't know. In your opinion, yes, just play Lieutenant General. I mean, I could just play Lieutenant General here. Um, Actually, maybe it is play Lieutenant General, especially with that moldboard plow. Actually, yeah, maybe it is. You think three stone's better than excursion, but veg is better than either. Three stone does look like it's two actions to renovate, which if I'm planning to not start player at all, three stone allows me to renovate remodeling. Although, oh, awkward. I do need to play remodeling before renovating. Hmm. There's that. So, do I want to start player remodeling next round? I don't even know though. It's not that exciting. Anyhow, I'm not going to take three stone. I do think I am just going to play Lieutenant General actually. Reno remodeling is extremely sad. Yep, I just caught up with that. Just caught up with that. And maybe just take Hollow next round. Yeah, Hollow should be 6 clay next round that nobody should want, right? I don't think anybody wants 6 clay anymore. Um, and we can finally use our Hollow Warden for its other use. But may as well just take Hollow next round. I mean, probably. I would like to be able to eat clay next harvest, but I mean, maybe I'm starting. I don't know. At this point, like, we're hoping to just cruise to like low 40s, and we're hoping that's enough. Now, low 40s very well may be enough, but like, this is not this is not a particularly great game. But it's been such a food slog of a game. Nobody's been able to really just like take off. So I mean, swing plow has still been wildly efficient for us. So you know. The buyer is going to do a little bit of work here at the end too, of giving us just a couple more sheep and pigs at least, which is nice. And I will just play Lieutenant General. Lieutenant General's going to give me a decent amount of food back, assuming that red actually is allowed to plow, which hell if I know, I guess. But red gets a Reno in. Reno's a stone oven. That's fine. Would have been nice, Lieutenant General, for somebody else. Yes, yeah, that's true. The swing plow, yeah. Double late growth with bad food is not going to get high scores. Well, yeah, that's very correct. Again, I've often claimed that I really like these double late grow games because I think other players don't handle them particularly well. And I often get relatively smooth wins. So if red isn't allowed to plow, it's because the other players are plowing. That's true, and so Lieutenant General still works. I also expect Ace of Spade to Ock here, yeah, because Ace of Spade really wants to Ock for the Ed bonus. Yeah, Ace of Spade wanted to Ock for the Ed bonus field because I do think Ace of Spade is opening Plowso um, in order to guarantee they actually get a couple fields down. So, two of the opponents already have growth cheats. That's true. It's not totally late grow, but Ace is going to have a big end game here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ace is going to have a fun little Plowso. Ace is going to have a big fence action, but is it enough? I don't think so, but we'll find out. Um, Ace of Spades a very good player. So like he has a decent Reno action at some point too, right? Yeah. Ace has a decent Reno action. I mean, it's not like a great Reno, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all finishes out here. I mean, again, yeah, I don't even know that I hit 40 for sure, right? Like maybe I hit 40. I don't know. I think I should hit 40, but it would be nice if I got to grow, but I'm expecting purple to take grow without room next round. I mean, I'm assuming the first two players are taking the round 13 spaces, I guess. Yes, take a pig. Take single pig. Oh, we love that. Yes, please. Please take single pig. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I guess, yeah. Being able to, we also are passively getting a grain now by Lieutenant General at least, so like it's not bad. Ace of Spade is taking the grain here, indicating plus so. Do I get grow? That's what I'm wondering. I mean, is purple gonna let me grow? I don't know. I'm gonna assume not. I'm gonna assume purple grows, but I mean, purple's food is such that maybe they don't grow. I don't really know what purple's gonna do instead of growing though. Like, I just think purple's the sort that's gonna just grow, but they get a grain by passing on grow. Oh, that's true. Purple with midwife. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out what they do. I I can't say. They could plow, they could grab wood, they could sow. Maybe. Again, my instincts are that purple is the sort of player that's just going to snap grow because it's there. I'll be pleasantly surprised if they're not, but my read is that they're going to just snap grow. Um, but I did forget about midwife. You guys are right. Midwife is a decent argument for them to not grow, actually. Um, and then they can wheel sow. Like, if they let me grow, they'll get sow back, and then they can have a big sow action. So, but again, who really knows? All right, let's take stock of the situation again. We have 26 points. I have a grain coming in. I'm breeding another cow. My food's slightly iffy, but we have some actions. Clay's gonna give us some points. Taking crops are gonna give us some points. But yeah, I don't know. Point wise, it's not incredible over here, but it's okay. Um, Purple is timing out. That's great. Oh, okay. If they're taking their action at least. They're taking stone. That's that's throwing away an action, and I mean Ace of Spade gets a stable. I guess that was always happening. I'm gonna continue not by stone. Again, it doesn't actually do me anything, so I think we're continuing to ignore Reno again. Yeah, Reno again looks unnecessary, so buying that extra read also looks unnecessary, but alas. Purple taking 2 wood off tax collector, that makes total sense. I mean, I like all my opponents are under 20 points still. I mean, that's about to not be true, but I like I like that it's temporarily true. All right, Ace of Spade presumably plow sows because otherwise risks getting totally plow blocked. So, oh my God, Ace of Spade does grow though. Okay, you think Ace of Spade is winning? Um, he might be. Okay, he does plow sow. I was going to say that grow was surprising. Ace of Spade might be winning though, yeah. I mean, Tutor's a lot of bonus points, and my game's not fully come together. So yeah, I mean, it's possible I lost this game on the grow flip. Purple does snap grow, by the way. Again, that's what I expected. I think I do snap start player then, because what else am I doing? I want to take this veg. I want to take the 6 clay, but I don't know. I want to play this remodeling relatively. Like playing this remodeling and taking 6 clay is still a good outcome here. Handing red the plows that they want is maybe wrong. This also means Ace of Spade is going to get plow sow next round because I'm going to open grow. I don't love that either, but hopefully I get a sow second action next round. That's also the goal here. That's the hope, right? So that I can sow the 2 grain. That makes my game a lot better, right? My game becomes so much better if I get the sow next round, which I think it's relatively likely I do. It might even be 3 grain. That's true. Was this ever excursion? I don't think so. I think excursion's unnecessary. I don't think we have time. I don't think we have the food really for excursion either, to be honest. I think it's kind of a mess. Maybe we do, but I think this is a good outcome for us. So, um, I think this works. I think this is a good way. You think handing reds these plows is actually good? I think so too. Like it's feeding us, and I don't think we care that we're helping red. So Ace of Spade gets his fences down now. Totally reasonable. It's fine. Gets a big fence in. Looks good. Ace of Spade is up to 31, still has a Reno. This is a close game between me and Ace of Spade, so you don't think red's the player I'm scared of. I'm with you. And I'm not scared of purple. I'm scared of Ace of Spade, but like I think we're in a competitive game with Ace of Spade at least. I'm just gonna take the 6 clay, right? 6 clay locks out the rest of our points. Or I should take the veg. Maybe I should take the veg over the clay. Again, nobody else should want the clay. And yeah, take veg and then clay. Veg then clay. Clay is 2 points. Clay is 2 point-ish. Veg is 3 point-ish. Yes, I also agree with that. Um, I would agree with that analysis. Um, so after I thought through it, it's definitely veg into clay, and then yeah, hopefully it's a grow into sow a bunch of fields next round. And then my last action is gonna be something like take a veg. Is cow worth it for 2 points? Um, eh. Like I think it's still better to take the clay. Maybe the cow is better. Hmm. Interesting. Is cow even 2 points? Um, I think cow is 2 points, right? I don't get the option, but I guess food wise though, cow's 2 points, one food. Capacity seems like an issue. How's capacity an issue? I could end the game with 3 pigs, 4 sheep, 6 cows. I'm never gonna end better than 4, 3, 6. So capacity is not a problem in terms of the cow being points. The question is, do I have enough food though? Like, I don't even know that I have enough food for that to be true. Cow is point minus food. Cow is 2 points minus food. Anyhow, cow was a good action. I'm with y'all. Cow was a good action. Just it's not there, so I don't get to eat the cow. Yeah, that's the thing that's awkward. If I want the points, yeah, I understand that. So that's also where like it's not obvious to me that taking a cow is, and that's why Zach's saying it's minus food. Yeah, exactly. If I take the cow, I don't get to eat a cow. So yeah, I don't know. Like right now, I have a cow that I can eat, and like that might actually be important. Although maybe it's not. Maybe I have enough food. Hell if I know. Anyhow, purple gets their sow in. I think this is actually relatively important. I think this makes it quite likely we wheel sow bake next round, and wheeling sow bake is going to be very nice after Lieutenant General provides the grain. So I think that's a very good break for us. Um, I mean, actually, I know that's a very good break for us. Also, somebody probably takes pig this round. So somebody taking pig this round is also pretty good. This buyer is going to be nice here in the late game, and we get to breed all 3 types, presumably. So that's good. Shouldn't you take second grain as a 2 point move? I'm expecting Lieutenant General to give me 2 grain next round, so taking grain's only a 1 point move. Hoping for 3 grain. I'm also hoping for 3 grain next round, but Lieutenant General's going to wind up giving me at least 2 grain, and hopefully 3. My opponents are definitely plowing next round, right? I mean, like, they're going to have to plow. So, I think taking grain is, like, just definitely wrong. Because I agree, it's also possible I get 3 grain, and so taking the grain is just a waste of time. So, nobody's taking the pig yet. Or is that because Red's the only one taking actions thus far? Yeah, okay, Red's the only one taking actions thus far. That's fine. Red will take plow sow, not plow. Yeah, I kind of expect that too, but we hope Red is going to plow sow because of all their crops. Fair enough. We can dream. We can dream stone clearing for Red. That's just a waste of a food, but whatever. Yeah, I guess Red is better off plow sowing than plowing though, but oh well, I mean whatever. Like, we're still going to get 2 grain, so it's good. Stone oven is still there. That's fair from them. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. You guys are right. You guys are right. That's stone oven. Okay. All right. Good call. Good call. Ace of Spade did what? Reedstone fooded. Ace of Spade is setting up to reno a joinery. Yeah, there's a visionary who takes the pig. Good work. Somebody needed to do that. All right. Good. We can breed all animal types. That's great. And I do think we have enough food now, then, yeah. Maybe I do have capacity problems, because now buyer enables me to buy more animals next round. So yeah, actually the cow maybe wasn't 2 points because I can wind up buying another pig and another sheep next round. And so I don't know what my exact end is, but it's probably fine to end the game at 4 cows and instead end the game with 5 pigs or 6 sheep. Um, because we had to pay for the pig. What? We have so much food. We eat a clay. We don't have to eat anything yet. We have 2 food milking stool and 2 food off pottery. We don't have to eat any of these animals yet. But yeah, so I think the cow is not points because I do think we run into capacity in some situation. I don't. Again, I can't. I'm not even parsing exactly what our food is, and I'm not even gonna try. I don't fully care. Um, I mean, maybe I do care, but whatever. We're doing what we can. We're breeding 4 points. That takes us to 35. We grow to 38. We get a grain is 40. We hopefully sow to 43. And then I have a final action that does God knows what. 43 does still seem winning over Ace of Spade, right? Ace of Spade has a nice Reno. And then has a couple other actions. Gets a plow. I think we get the win, but yeah, I don't know. It's not 100% yet. Again, not hitting grow. Hitting grow, the game definitely would have been over. We definitely would have had it, but it's been an interesting end game because of it. So it's been an interesting game. Swing plow. This is one of those games where swing plow is such a monster, though. Double late grow, also a game where nobody plowed early, and a game where there's relatively little plow help. I mean, there was also a moldboard plow in the draft, and there was a ed bonus field that came out, but some games there's just like so many fields injected through various means, or people can plow on weird spaces. But this is one of those games where, yeah, nobody had time to plow because everybody had to do other things and was so food hungry. And now, by the time people want to plow, just not enough actions. Um, so yeah, but just a pity there wasn't a good crop source like Shed Builder. Yeah, this would have been a tricky game for us to Shed Builder, but it was sad that there wasn't great crop sources. But that happens. That happens. Even just getting the midwife, yeah, the midwife would have been actually very sweet, but whatever. This Lieutenant General's been fun. He's given us 3 food. He's gonna give us 2 grain, so. Purple might so bake first action. Oh no, purple is gonna have a grain. Ugh, purple might so bake first action because of food. Hopefully they don't, but we might not get so big actually, which really is gonna kind of ruin my scoring plans. I don't have a lot of scoring plans without that. I guess maybe excursion to the quarry to jump into the Reno queue. I guess that's maybe what it becomes is play excursion and get in the Reno queue, but the food is messy. I mean, the food is messy anyhow. Red does go for the plow sow line. Bit of a bummer, but makes sense. They could buy a veg, so grain, veg. But wish they would double plow here. But I guess Ace of Spade not getting plow so is also a fine outcome for us. It's sort of like we lose a point, Ace of Spade loses a point. Yeah, that's fine. Grocer would have done so much work for us, though. Yes, if I could have first picked a Grocer instead of first picking a buyer, um, definitely looks like a game where, yeah, I assume it was first pick Grocer, first pick Lover. Now, it's possible those cards were in the same pack and the Lover got passed. Really don't know for sure. But first picking out of my occupations, I definitely was not looking at anything in the realm of Lover or Grocer. Give us one of those, and yeah, our game is a lot, is better. But this buyer's been okay, actually. So, who are we worried about so baking? Purple. Purple feeds. Yes, purple might so bake for food reasons, right? Like at the end of each action, which you oh well, they're not going to sow vegetables in a field. But anyhow, still they might sow bake. I did have swing plow to be frank. Sure, sure. We could talk about the minors. I was only talking about the Oxazak. I agree. Draft luck is fine. The hands look relatively fine. They might take veg first. Yeah, we'll find out. Buyer did do a lot of work for us, though. You don't think we'd have food for grocer without the buyer? I think we probably would, but anyhow, you are right that the buyer has been fine for us. There's definitely been nothing wrong with this buyer. Um, but anyhow, we had a lot of food early. We really did. I'm like, I actually don't think the buyer's been that good, particularly good. Partly because we're on a fireplace instead of a hearth, but although it has, okay, maybe it has given me more animals than I remember. I've bought 3 sheep and 4 pigs already. That is pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, hallelujah. Okay, we do get Sobake. Getting Sobake, I think we're winning. Um, so that feels good. I don't. Is this the right way to Sobake it? I don't know. Seems fine. Seems fine. All right. How are we feeding? I'm currently getting 2 food milking stool, 2 food pottery. I need 3 food. I eat a cow. If I buy a sheep and a pig, I don't have the capacity for all of that, so that's fine. I can buy a sheep and a pig, eat one of them, and then I end the game on something like a classic 4-5-4. So I am fed, and I'm getting one more point of animals. So I'm at 44 without taking actions. So my best final action is just single veg if I'm allowed to. Um, yeah. Maybe the cow still works out if I eat animals in a different capacity. Oh, maybe the cow still works out. All right. You're not sure the buyer is much better than Godmother's soul line would have been. Yeah, that's actually intriguing. You should just eat sheep and pig and pick up a cow from the board if allowed. Okay, I just basically got there before I read your message. Is what it looked like. Yeah, the best line was. But picking up a veg seems fine too, but yeah, I suspect the cow's 1 point better if it works out. Um, yeah. Aim to end the game. I don't know. Anyhow, I can't be bad to buy this sheep, but oh, I have to commit now to what I'm doing, don't I? Awkward. That's just the only awkward thing about this buy. I have to decide how I'm buying right this moment. I think I am getting a cow here, so I don't want to eat a cow. So I guess I'm eating a sheep. I can eat sheep always because I can go to 5 pigs. Wait, does 5 pigs work? 5 pigs, 6 cows. No, no, no. No, I want to end on. If I end on 4 sheep, 6 cows, I'm ending on 3 pigs. God, I don't know. Whatever. Um, Ace could have fence block purple. That's cute. Eating pigs slightly better. Okay, good. That's what I did. I decided I would stop thinking about it, but truly doesn't matter. That's also mildly what my instincts were at, but I also stopped doing the math. Um, because yeah, again, I do have a capacity issue here, right? Like whatever. I'll take this cow, assuming I'm allowed to. Should Ace have fence block purple though, right? Like sure Ace could have, and it's fun. But is that actually a good move for Ace of Spade? Like Ace of Spade is just gonna rend fence, right? So I think it's pretty awful. Another cow's another food. Sort of. Again, what's awkward about the cow is like I could have just eaten a cow. So if we get the cow, the best answer might have been not paying Ace any food. Hmm. That's also conceivable, but you know, whatever. We gave him a food. Congrats to him. It's fine. Purple's gonna fence. I am just gonna take cow, and yeah, we'll win the day. You know, getting a milking stool was also a really good part of our draft. I don't know why purple doesn't have a milking stool. So, you know, yeah, we shouldn't think too deeply about these things. But milking stool is good. It's a good card. Good times. This is gonna be a three-ish point milking stool. It's a little hard to count exactly how many points this is because a little hard to count exactly how many points this milking stool is because now in the end game here I'm having slight capacity. I'm taking moves that are like awkward, but also like the food from milking stool has been kind of important. So like it really might be more like a 4 point milking stool even, but who knows? You wonder if they picked midwife flail first. Maybe actually. That could be. They might have done that. That might have been their plan. I'm buying this pig because whatever, and I'll figure out the food math in a sec. I mean, I guess I'm just ending on 436, right? I'm just ending on 436, so I don't even know if. Yeah, I just have too much food now, probably. Yeah, I just have way too much food is the answer. All right. Like, you think this is only better if cow goes, but no one takes boar? You think Dictator was right with saying we should have not bought the sheep? Yeah, no, it turns out, yeah, I think we had perfect food, right? So we just shouldn't have given our opponents food, but oh well. It's a somewhat reasonable thing for them to do, esoteric, so there's no way it's what they actually did. Yeah. Yeah, I am gonna peek at this draft here at the end because I am curious. Um, I will be curious here at the end. But all right, so we're at 42. We're breeding 3 points, so we're ending at 45. 45 looks winning. Don't buy a read. Do not help Ace of Spade. Ace of Spade is gonna get a Ren Fence here at the end, taking them to 42. But then they are fed. Yeah, so Ace of Spade ends at 42. So you'd guess they picked the Harry and Pop too much priority. I don't know. Purple's rated pretty well, everybody. That's like like Purple's game is much more awkward than it looks like it should be. Purple's almost a 400 rated player, right? I'm breeding 3? Yeah, I'm breeding 3 points. Do I need to show that again? I'm breeding 3 points. We're definitely ending at 45. I'm breeding a pig, which is a point, and I'm breeding a cow, which is 2 points. I will end at 4 sheep, 3 pigs, 6 cows. I do have to move the sheep and pigs around, and again, it proves that I have way too many sheep, and I didn't need to buy anything this round, but whatever. After getting the sow in, it felt pretty safe here, and I don't know. It does look like taking a cow that was only a 1 point move, right? I think it turns out I also maybe could have eaten a cow, bought a pig and a sheep, and taken a veg. But I guess yeah, taking the cow is denied a more important cows to people. And whatever. It's again, it kind of all washed out, but we were one food short of eating a cow and doing the other stuff. Were we? We were at 0 food, right? Oh, but then I would have had to buy stuff. I don't know. Whatever. Again, I was yeah, whatever. It was fine. I could have thought a lot harder at the end, and I just chose not to. So we were just one wood short of building a stable. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't an option. So, hey, Ace of Spade, welcome, welcome. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the GG, well played. I mean, things broke well for me and look to have broken pretty poorly for you. I'm guessing that you wanted to beat me to snagging the fireplace. Um, but
Yeah, the fireplace. That I'm assuming that shifted your game in pretty significant ways. Um, Double late growth is pretty sweet for me. You have a tutor hand, like I guess you have lovers, so you don't really care when the growth flips. But yeah, what a weird one. So you haven't played in a while, so you're a bit rusty. Your strat was all over the place, too many tangents. You have a hand to you have a hard hand to manage. I do think the mud wallower is pretty questionable, but I mean, I guess it's tempting when you have lover, but and you have an ed bonus, so you have to find 6 ox to play. Yeah, maybe it's fine still. If you play this hand, you think you're getting the mud wallower down before the tutor. That's one of the issues I have with tutors. There's just so many cards that want tempo. They really want to be on the table fast that it's just so hard sometimes to get the tutor in there. But you did have Hearth Dreams. Okay. Yeah, I kind of assumed. But yeah, everybody else was there. Tutor first ox usually wrong. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense that sneaking a tutor down and more in the mid to late game for 3 points is often better. All right, we're gonna eat a clay. That's the only thing we need to eat. We could do other stuff, but like whatever, this is fine. We'll just have to resort the animals here in a sec. I guess I could have eaten the correct animals because I'm gonna have to do some rearrangement here, but whatever. You were second guessing your Auk and Miner, ordering all game. Yeah, your hand looks hard to sequence, so you feel tutor is best when you play no Ox until stage 2 or 3. Gotcha. You think tutor first Ox in stage 1 is saying you're doing an Auk heavy strat that doesn't care about tempo, which is rare. Sure. And then you think tutor first is usually right if you're not playing Ox until stage 2 or 3. Sure, sure, sure. I mean, I think that's basically sort of what everybody's saying here. Like, if you don't have cards that care about tempo, then fine, play tutor. But there's just so many cards in Ox and Agricola that care about tempo. So like, again, tempo is more important than a point or two. So like, just play the card that needs the tempo, and worry about the other stuff. But tutor second after the prodigy. Nice. Nice. Anyhow, Ace of Spade, you had a tough game. Being in a food tight game and growing last when you have like a lover in hand and like having to pilot that, I still think you found a pretty nice route here. You kept the game pretty close here in the end. I had to think fairly hard about how to do it. You snagging the well was obviously kind of annoying. I mean, I chose not to super prioritize the well because you wound up getting tempo on it. But after getting 2 Reedstone foods in the first 2 rounds, I thought I was going to get away with the well and water gully stuff. But yeah, you did stop that. So you did think Ace of Spade was going to win in 12. For what it's worth, I mildly agreed with you. Like it wasn't obvious to me. Like when Ace of Spade took the start player in 12, I was like, ooh, that's not good for me. I was definitely hoping to wheel start there, and so like it was a bit fuzzy. Not flipping. I mean, again, if I had flipped grow in 12, I'm just winning. But because I didn't flip grow, I agree. The game seemed kind of tight, and the game is kind of tight, right? I only beat Ace of Spade by 3 points, and like that was somewhat reliant on me getting so big. So I don't know. Anyhow, you thought I might snipe the well with Buyer? Yeah, I agree. There was like a mild chance that could happen, but nobody took the 3 stone, etc. But you remember joining round 13 and thinking this just looked like a very sad game? It was a very food tight game in the early parts. Nobody really got to do super things. Um, again, this is one of those double late grow kind of food tight games that I enjoy every once in a while. And again, I think even otherwise strong players don't navigate them well. Like again, this player's rated a 400, and they're taking fourth place in a double late grow game. Like it's just really ugly for them. I think these double late grow games take a good amount of skill, and it's fun. It's fun to have them sometimes. Um, so yeah, but yeah, it was a nice win. I am gonna peek at the draft here in a sec. You think my fence animal lead was strong enough to carry it? Swing plow was huge. Yeah, obvious. I mean, swing plow was very huge. Like swing plow is definitely my big advantage this game. A late grow game, swing plow is so huge.
as always, getting to grow with swing plow so you have good tempo on getting the plows out of the way while other people don't have time to like just belligerently block you is also huge. Like this moldboard plow got down just slightly too late, right? And so didn't get fully used. Um, there was a debate around that mid game, like round six time, like should I be prioritizing the well for water gully? And I said I really wanted to prioritize getting swing plow on the table with my grow, because the other thing that I hate is like because it's late grow, other people are going to start player with their first actions, and so getting swing plow down, I'm going to have to like major minor it, and it's swing plow is still good. Don't get me wrong, but like it kind of sucks to have to major minor swing plow in order to be able to go use it instead of getting to use it while starting or growing. So anyhow, I think I think it was quite correct to prioritize swing plow. The water gully certainly would have been very cute, and it would have been nice to have more cows, but like I still ended the game on 6 cows. Like Dairy Crier and the Water Trough were really nice. Were also just really nice little boosts that we had to really make that make the whole animal game really come together and sing. So it was good times. It's good times. Anyhow, there are 400 that pushes grow very well, is your guess. I mean, I'm with you. The other thing about this, it's late grow, so cows are relatively free. That's true too. You can never tell if Buyer is a card you play with a lot of food or when you need food. Yes, you're correct. It's very hard to say if Buyer is a card you play with lots of food or not. I think Buyer is a card you want to play when food is kind of bad at the table. Part of why Buyer was good this game is because people actually were taking single sheep, single like people were taking a lot of sheep and pig actions. Also, pigs flipped early, so like there was a lot of things that helped the Buyer be a bit better than it otherwise sometimes is. Um, I don't know. Buyer is such a weird card. It's like it sometimes is pretty good. A lot of times I think it's mediocre. Um, but yeah. Anyhow, I think it was correct because I still had a solid chance to snipe the well with the Buyer and potentially get both. Well, yeah. I also wasn't sure that you were going to prioritize the well. I could tell you were going to go for BMW, and then it was like it wasn't obvious if well was particularly important for you or not. So I agree. I think it was fine, and if I could have got the well and then water gully, phew. Although also like when do I even play the water gully? Right? I guess I start player water gully in round 11, but like it's not obvious. Um, it's not even really obvious when I get the water gully to work. So, oh wow, you got past lover. Okay, fair enough. So it was first pick grocer. What did you first? You first picked Mudwallower over Dairy Crier. I would not first pick Mudwallower over Dairy Crier, by the way. You have a hand plow you never played? Yeah, okay, you first picked hand plow. I don't like Mudwallower this much. Mudwallower can be cute, and maybe you just wanted to play Mudwallower, but Dairy Crier is so good. Dairy Crier is pretty legit. But yeah, you got Lover Ed bonus second. Okay, interesting. Anyhow, the well helped for the Lover food. Yeah, that's fair. Grocer did get the kettle, correct. Your first pick was trash. My first pack of Ox was also relative trash. I mean, I picked Buyer, but Mudwaller over Dairy Crier you think is fine, but you think both are meh. Interesting. I mean, yeah, neither are great first picks to be fair. You consider Dairy Crier, but it was all over the place. That's fair. I mean, that's true. Hand Plow's not very synergistic either. I guess I'm significantly lower on Mudwallower. um, Dairy Crier is the reason that I like Dairy Crier significantly over Mudwallower is pretty committal of like you're gonna play this early or it's trash. Dairy Crier is like a lot more flexible. Like you can play it in the late game and it's fine. You can play it in the mid game if you want to an animal game. I mean, you also don't have to play Dairy Crier either, but I guess the timing on Dairy Crier makes me much more happy to first pick the Dairy Crier and see what else happens than first pick a Mudwallower. I just find Mudwallower way more restrictive. Um, but because not only are you playing the Mudwallower early, but to really make Mudwallower work, you have to get on accumulation spaces a lot. So you get the 2 pigs on here, and then they start breeding, right? Like that's when Mudwallower becomes good, is when you have 2 pigs on it, and it's just spitting out pigs that you can actually eat. But like that's a lot of work. You have to play Mudwallower and take 8 accumulation spaces. So I would take Dairy Crier, but you know that's whatever. That's me. The rest of your draft makes sense. It all makes sense. All right, so yeah, this player had to first pick between Grocer and Lover and chose the Grocer. Can't totally blame them, but I would generally take Lover over Grocer. But um, they took a moldboard plow first. I don't hate that with Grocer, but I don't think it's what I would do. But they did take the kettle. Taking the kettle is like pretty correct here with the Grocer, but God, yeah, you really wanted another grain source. And this draft having like no other grain source is pretty sad. Yeah, okay, I don't really need to watch the rest. So yeah, this was kind of a tricky draft actually. For draft 9 with weak ban list, this is not particularly strong. This player first picks Midwife Flail. Yeah, good call. It really was Midwife Flail first pick. Um, I guess that makes enough sense. I mean, I don't like passing Milking Stool, but Midwife Flail's not that bad out of this pack. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I get what they're after. So, all right, catching up on chat. Um, you think Mudwaller abusing the BGA breeding leniency makes it a good bit better? What do you mean by Mudwaller abusing the BGA breeding leniency? Mudwaller is like you play it early and then you have breeding pigs in stage 2 or 3. Sure, it's not that tricky to get pigs breeding in stage 2. It kind of is. It kind of is tricky to get the pigs breeding by stage 2. You have to play Mudwallower pretty early, and then you have to take 8 accumulation actions. That's that's not insignificant at all. Like, I agree it can happen some games. Like, some games you get on 2 reed and you get, like, multiple 3 woods, but, like, some games you're taking reedstone foods and start players and grows and ox. Like, I agree that you can usually get Mudwallower to be 2 pigs by stage 3 though, so like it's fine. I'm not arguing that Mudwallower is fine. I think it's a lot. I don't know. I guess I'm lower on it. It's fun though. But anyhow, Stockman Milking Stool. You just go boneheaded Milking Stool. Okay, you go crazy with this hand. I don't. I've been looking at too many hands. Sorry. Anyhow, I agree that I think I would have taken Boneheaded and Milking Stool, but I taking Midwife and Flail, like whatever. Boneheaded Milking Stool probably is right. Yeah, Museum Caretaker is fun. That's fair. That's why you said stage 2 or 3. That's fair. It's harder for me because I like RSF. I mean, RSF is good. BGA allows you to eat the newborn if you have 3+ animals, which is identical to eating one before and using the newborn to fill the space, except with Mudwallower. Ah, yes, that makes sense, Civ. I see what you're saying. BGA will allow you to abuse that still. I mean, in general, yeah, that is okay. No, that's fair. That's maybe that's part of why mentally I am slightly lower on Mudwallower too. I mean, again, I play a bunch physically, and mostly I knew Mudwallower physically before I got added on BGA. And yeah, having to use like part of what's tricky about Mudwallower is yeah, like you can't eat the pig until the harvest after because you have to get 2 pigs on Mudwallower. You have to breed a newborn. That newborn needs to go into your house. Then once that newborn becomes, like after that phase finishes, now you can actually eat that pig, which makes it just a little harder to get moving. But no, that makes sense. Anyhow, you're lower on Mudwaller than most, but that probably is just because you're lower on Fireplace Hearth Reliant than most. Yeah, I think that's fair. Um, it not working when you want to RSF is bad. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we largely agree. I guess my point is like, maybe I'm too high on Dairy Crier then, but like, I think Dairy Crier is like significantly I think Dairy Crier is a significantly better pick than Mudwallower. Like, it's not huge, but I think it's meaningful. Like, I think Dairy Crier is a better take over first picking a Mudwallower. I think Mudwallower is very committal. I would take Dairy Crier. But I also value flexibility, I guess, maybe more than a lot of people. And if you do put the work into, if you put the work into Mudwallower, Mudwallower has a higher payoff than Dairy Crier does, right? So whatever. Anyhow, blah blah blah. Going crazy was getting 2 grain fields at stage 1 with Red's hand. Okay, yeah, no, I mean that makes sense, right? With kettle and grocer, like it's very tempting to just get the grain going. Mudwaller's a card of a type you systematically overrate. Interesting. they could also get a Strat that Strofe with that Strat later and a Land Surveyor. I don't think that's none of that's real for the record. But yes, if you have a kettle, just getting your grain in the ground and get it going is very good. So anyhow, that was a good draft or good game. It was interesting. Thanks, Ace of Spade. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun once I realized we were actually playing against you. I was like, ooh, exciting, exciting. Um, Glad that purple didn't time out there too. I thought the game was about to not finish. But glad it finished. Glad it all went. Anyhow, I really need to wrap up because I have plans here and not too long, and I need to like shower and get ready and do things and all that. But it's been fun having everybody chat and hang out. It's great. Dairy Car is very meh unless you have some sort of payoff like the Milking Stool. Like you're giving your opponents quite a bit when you play it. That's true. You actively want to play into a committal card that gives you food security long term. Gotcha. You like to set that type of stuff up, Civ, and so Mudwallower kind of hooks you in. I think, I guess people like Mudwallower is one of those things. Like I also used to like really like Mudwallower. I really like the mini game of Mudwallower, but I think it's a card that I used to draft and play a decent bit in physical games, and I eventually had to like, after playing it enough, using it 8 times so that you actually get the breeding pigs is like it's a good amount of work. Like it definitely can go smoothly and you can take a bunch of accumulation actions and it can work. But like I think it's one of those things like almost like woodcutter. Like you should really count how many times you're activating these things in a like just standard generic game plan. And you might begin to realize that Mudwallower is not like, oh, just play it and it's gonna work. It's like Mudwallower is play it, and sometimes you have to like contort yourself a little bit. And is Mudwallower enough payoff to contort yourself? Eh, eh, I don't know. Like, oh yay, I might be breeding pigs in stage 3. What if I just fence and grab 2 pigs off the board? Like, anyhow, you gotta try to get sleep before Alex's stream. Yeah, there's a tournament coming up, so yeah, if you guys don't know, yeah, go pay attention. Go watch Alex's stream. He's gonna stream some Agricola. Good times. I unfortunately won't be able to catch it. I have other stuff going on. Um, I don't think Sid's around, or maybe you still are half listening. But yeah, I do think I'm gonna do a dumb blab about WBC stream tomorrow morning because I really don't have plans tomorrow. So at some point, I'll get that out there and get it uploaded, so that'll be fun. You are still here, half listening. Okay, well, sweet. Yeah, I think I am gonna. I think I will get a WBC stream tomorrow, and even if you're not here, I'll try to get it up to out to YouTube again, like last year, and mildly promote it because the WBC junkies enjoyed it. But yeah, we're otherwise a week away from WBC. I mean, less than a week, so I'm definitely. I guess we're basically a week away, right? Like a week from today, I'm playing. I'm playing in the Agricola tournament, so that'll be good times. You might watch the VOD, you're visiting people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'll make sense. Yeah, I'll actually hopefully remember to kick this one over to YouTube too. This was a solid enough game that it wouldn't be terrible to kick it over. Um, this was one of those games also, by the way, early game. Purple getting that beggar. Purple really actually needed to take 3 food. It's relatively rare and revised that you like kind of need to take a 3 food bottom feeding action. But turns out this was one of those games where yeah, the food was quite tight early. So it was interesting. It was good times. Anyhow, thanks everyone for hanging out. It's been great. Yeah, enjoy some other streams and things this weekend. Enjoy watching more Agricola, and yeah, maybe talk to some people tomorrow that want to blab about WBC. But I'm heading off. Thanks everybody. It's been good. See you around later.